What it actually says is the rooster crowed once, and then Peter betrayed Jesus some more, and then the rooster crowed again. Whereas in Matthew, it sort of made clear that it was only crowing once, or at least whoever wrote that only knew about it crowing once.
We agree.
Exactly, we agree. Is if there's a creator, a personal creator.
Whoa! That's a big jump right there. I didn't let you go that far.
See, I don't believe he's a robot. You do. If you think about what you're saying.
Okay. All right. Eric, you're a robot. You are too. Hey, excuse me.
This atheist tries to debunk the Bible with the rooster crowing, and it's absolutely amazing. Shout out to Cliff and Give Me an Answer because he does an amazing job answering these questions. Let's get right into it.
You would think that if these books had been inspired by God or written by God or whatever you claim they were, that he would be able to inspire the people who wrote them to to write down facts that are actually correct rather than having many minor errors and contradictions between them.
Sir, if I tell you that the rooster crowed 3 times, and I tell you that the rooster crowed 2 times, is that a contradiction?
Yeah.
Now, sir, if I tell you that the rooster crowed only 2 times, and then I tell you the rooster crowed 3 times, then we do have a contradiction.
Okay, but what it actually says is, I believe the story goes in Mark, the rooster crowed once, and then Peter betrayed Jesus some more, and then the rooster crowed again. Whereas in Matthew, it sort of made clear that it was only crowing once, or at least whoever wrote that only knew about it crowing once, in any case.
All right, it's a difficult passage in Matthew and Mark about the crowing of the rooster. But sir, there's no contradiction. It's a hard issue, but it's not a contradiction.
That just shows that there's different writers, but that doesn't mean they're not writing something totally different. Guys, let's be honest. He's not saying one time Peter denied Jesus 3 times and the other time he didn't deny Jesus 3 times. That's totally different. Like, it's just different witnesses, guys. Every time a police officer, interrogates someone, asks the witnesses what's going on, what did they see, it's going to be very similar, but also from different perspectives.
If you and I are standing on a street corner and we see 2 cars coming down the street, if we hear a woman scream, and then we hear a screech of brakes, and then there's a collision, if you and I go to the police department and you say, "Officer, I saw the 2 cars coming down the street. I heard a screech of brakes and then there was a collision." And I say, "Officer, I saw the 2 cars coming down the street. I heard a woman scream and there was a collision." You and I are not contradicting each other, sir. We are offering 2 equally valid perspectives on what really happened.
Yep.
So the Gospels are unique perspectives. No contradiction. Yes, different details included, excluded. I'm glad there are real differences between the Gospels. I'm glad they're not carbon copies.
Well, for example, in Matthew, Jesus is presented as sort of a continuation of the Jewish legalistic tradition. He says, I haven't come to remove one stroke of pen from the law or whatever, and, he basically emphasizes over and over the importance of adherence to the old Jewish laws passed down by Moses. Whereas, for example, in Luke, and I think John too, but I know in Luke for sure, Jesus is more portrayed as saying that, not necessarily that the old law doesn't matter, but that he's come to complete and fulfill the law and provide a new covenant to the people, which is why we don't have to follow all the old rules about not, wearing clothes made out of more than one fabric or whatever. If you read closely Matthew versus Luke, you'll find over and over and over examples of that thematic contradiction. It's clear that whoever wrote Matthew and whoever wrote Luke, which probably weren't St. Matthew and St. Luke respectively, but whoever they were, probably had a very different idea about sort of who Jesus was and what his message was.
Okay, you're raising the very difficult issue of faith and works, grace and works. And you're right, that's a problem. But I think if you study carefully enough, what becomes clear is faith without works is dead, but we're not saved by our works. God saves us by his grace through faith, but if that faith is genuine, it'll be shown in works. And
I still don't see how that's a contradiction. The Bible clearly talks about Jesus coming to fulfill the law, He didn't come to abolish the law and get rid of it.
Faith is not genuine. We have a word for that person, don't we? Hypocrite. So I think you can see through that one fairly clearly. Christ did not abolish the Ten Commandments. He redefines, he reinterprets them, contradicting the Pharisees in the Sermon on the Mount, Matthews 5, 6, and 7. But never once did Jesus say, oh yeah, the commandment, thou shalt not murder? Forget about it. Go ahead and murder.
Forget about it.
But what he does point out is, it's not enough not just to murder, you better not hate. And it's not enough just not to hate, you better actually love. And by the way, when you guys love, you better forgive. You better forgive those who hurt you badly. So there is absolutely no contradiction between the Ten Commandments and Jesus. Now, does Jesus and the followers of Christ in the first century point out that a person does not have to follow the 613 Levitical laws? Yes, that's correct. Did Jesus claim that he fulfilled the ceremonial law out of Leviticus? Yes. But that's not a contradiction. It's that Gentile Christians do not have to be circumcised, become Jews, in order to follow Christ. So just read carefully.
And that's something that the disciples later on after Jesus died had to work out. The Jews continued, even though they became a Christian, they continued to follow the law. But the Gentiles who decided to follow Jesus, they didn't continue to follow the law.
If there's life after death, would you be interested in it?
Not really.
Why not?
Because I'd be tired.
You'd be tired.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is take a nap, man. You won't be tired.
I'm pretty tired.
Really? You're tired right
You
now?
actually lived your life fully, had fun while you were here.
Yeah, what's the point of keeping on living if you've had a full, successful life? Why do I have to keep living? I mean, I think...
You don't have to. You don't have to keep living. But why aren't you committing suicide?
Because I haven't had a family yet and I don't got a job.
Well, why keep sucking wind if...
There's also more entertainment.
It's easy to say, oh, I'm going to be fulfilled at that time. Just wait until you know that your time is coming up. Then you might have a different story.
Things to do while you're still alive. I mean,
Well, if life's a blast, wouldn't you be interested in life continuing on?
No, because I did not be old. And then, it wouldn't be as fun.
All right, well, if God could give you a resurrection body that wouldn't get tired and wouldn't grow old, it would be strong and healthy, would you be interested in that?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay. So, you tell me that the purpose of your life is to get a job and to have a family. Okay, why have you concluded that that's the purpose of human existence? To get a job
It's
and
not
have...
the purpose of human existence. My buddy Eric here, he might want to do something else. And these people, they obviously don't want the same things as me. But for me, all I really want out of life is to get a job, be successful, and have a family.
be productive.
Yeah.
Do something productive for the others around you, and then, but also have some kids to continue on your whatever morals that you want to continue on, and then you can also do their own thing as well.
Okay. So if doing something for others really is key to your life, doesn't that mean that love is real, compassion for others is real?
We weren't denying that.
Yeah, that's not what I... Yeah.
Where does that love, where does that compassion come from?
Me?
Who is me? Is me just a biochemical reaction? Or does me have a free will and a soul and a personality?
No, it's got two thumbs and it's this guy.
Okay, good. Is there something to this guy more than the two thumbs?
Hands, feet.
Is there a you? Is there a me? Or is there just a chemical reaction?
No, it's this. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Is there a real you?
Yeah, it's right here.
Well, I see your body. But is there more to you than your body?
Do you have a soul? Do you have a mind?
You're a person inside that body with a free will, with the ability to love or to hate. Is that real? Or is that just a biochemical reaction?
I'm not sure what you're going at.
All right, it's real simple. I'm convinced that you have a body.
Yeah.
But I'm convinced that when you said there's me,
Yeah, it's this guy.
you're in touch with reality.
This guy.
There's more to you than just your body. You have a personality, you have a soul.
Yeah.
You have the ability to love or to hate,
Yes.
to do good or to do evil.
Yes.
There's a you.
Yes.
Great.
So we agree.
Exactly, we agree. Now, the only way there can be a you that goes beyond the physical components of your body is if there's a creator, a personal creator.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's a big jump right there. I didn't let you go that far. You almost had me.
You need to understand, if there is no God, there is no creator, you don't have a soul, you don't have anything outside of your body, you don't have nothing besides just your literal physical matter, and that is your body.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Now, how did you make that leap? How'd you jump? I missed it. I must have blinked my eye or something.
You agreed
That's
with
funny.
me that there is more to you than just your handsome body.
No. The handsome body's still here, and I agree that all the love and hate is in here. But I didn't say there's anything more than that.
Yes, you did. You said there are 2 thumbs,
Yeah.
and there's
This guy.
me. No, you said me. You said there are these 2 thumbs, and there's me. You said it, I didn't.
Me.
Me, good. And then I asked you, who's me? Is me just a complex biochemical reaction, or does me involve a free will, a rational mind, self-reflection, the ability to know myself, to judge myself?
Oh, I got you. Those are the same thing. There we go. Because of the biological
Biochemical reactions have a lot of different variabilities within them. There's so many variables that there's practically impossible to calculate exactly how one reaction will affect another. I mean, that's true.
Sure.
But the thing is, though, is that one affecting another will affect another. So that's how people can have so many different varied reactions to things if they depending upon, hey, you can have one different part, just like someone slightly different, and then you'd have a different reaction.
Okay, but you see, the question is there a me in this body, or is there just chemical reactions?
I believe those are the same thing. Because of the chemical reactions, I am who I am.
Okay, then if I do something mean to your friend, and if you ask me why, and I say because my biochemical reactions forced me to, do you buy that?
It's not necessarily that your biochemical reactions are forcing you to do anything. It's that your specific, like your how you base your.
He's having a hard time, but at the end of the day, if we're just evolved, it literally is us doing whatever our brain was wired to do. So at the end of the day, you actually don't have free will. Even Alex O'Connor doesn't believe in free will.
I know it's hard. All right, now, see, sir, my point is this. If you reduce yourself to simply the chemicals.
I'm not reducing myself to the chemicals. I am who I am because of the chemicals. I am not just the chemicals.
Yeah, but see what you're saying? There's I. Is there really an I, or is there just a chemical reaction?
I just said that there's not just there's not just the chemicals. I am who I am because of those chemicals.
All right, I agree. Those chemicals are obviously involved.
Yes, they make me who I am. Like my mother and father made me who I am.
All right, if the chemicals make me who I am, then if I do something mean to your friend, and you ask me, why did you do it? And I said, because my chemicals made me do it.
That would be a part of it, but it would also be how you were raised and what environment you were raised in.
Okay? If you ask me, why were you mean to this guy? And I say, because of the way my parents potty trained me and because of my genetic makeup. My environment and my genetic makeup forced me to be mean to him. Would you buy that?
No, because that would be very stupid.
Good. So you believe that there's more to me than just genetics and just the influences of my environment. You believe that there's some type of me, soul, personality.
No. It's how you was raised. It's how you were raised and the genetics.
That's what I said. Come on, man. Listen. I said your genetic makeup and your environment, your training.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, fine. So if I'm mean to him, and I say to you, the reason I was mean to him is because of my genetics and my environmental upbringing. Do you buy that?
Yes.
Okay, good. I don't.
Okay.
If he's mean to you, and I say, hey man, why'd you treat him like dirt? And if he says, I had to because of my genetics.
Well, he didn't have to, he did because he is.
Oh, if all he is genetics and environmental influences, he's not free. He's a robot. He works out his genetic makeup, and his environment.
I know you're a robot, Eric.
That's what you're saying. See, I don't believe he's a robot. You do, if you think about what you're saying.
Okay. All right. Eric, you're a robot.
You are too.
Say, excuse me.
We'll be robots together.
Oh, wow. That was too funny. We're going to be robots together. That's essentially what you are if there's no God. You have to admit that logically if you think about it. But think about it. He's trying to help you understand logically. But there is a creator. There is a God. There's someone who gave you purpose and has a calling on your life. So, guys, I encourage you all to go to Jesus today. He's longing to have a relationship with you. So put him first. It will be the best decision you could ever make. In the description below, you will be able to click a link to help you to decide to follow Jesus for the first time. Do that today.